welcome President Marti, Vice President Hartigan, Vice President Zins, Dean Jean-Pierre, department chairs, distinguished faculty, alumni, family and friends, but most importantly, to the graduating class of spring 2009. Will everybody please stand for the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation. The national anthem will be led by Charles Ji Soo Kim. I would like to introduce you now to Alex Tarasco, Professor Alex Tarasco from the Department of Nursing, and she's going to lead us in the invocation.
Let us bow our heads in prayer. We are grateful to live in this land, a land of unequal possibilities, where people of all nations can achieve the success they have worked so hard for on this day. We are grateful to our friends and family who have supported us through this strenuous yet exciting journey, sacrificing of themselves so that we may succeed and be here on this day. Dear God, we ask that you give your grace to all those gathered here on this stage who have labored and studied hour upon hour. Guide them into the world to heal others by the talents that they each possess. Strengthen them to fear no disease. Enlighten them to give hope to the suffering, and preserve them and those they serve in peace. Give them the wisdom to practice their calling with responsibility and humility, the courage to lead their nursing profession with integrity, and the compassion to practice their nursing care with generosity of spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Alex. Will the audience please be seated? Graduates, please be seated. It is my great honor to introduce Dr. Eduardo Marti, the president of Queensborough Community College.
Thank you very much. and congratulations. It is a special privilege to address you tonight. This is a special time in your lives. It is also a special time for us. Your presence on stage is tangible evidence of the excellence of our college. You're twice survivors. First, you survived a rigorous selection process. Only 1 in 10, ladies and gentlemen, 1 in 10 pre-nursing students are accepted into the clinical portion of this program. And you survived that. And then, you survive almost 1,000 hours of clinical experience, the almost impossible assignments, the almost impossible examinations. So you're twice survivors. So first and foremost, congratulations to you. You have earned the accolades you will receive tonight and that you will receive on Friday at graduation, when all of you are going to be there. And to your families, to your loved ones, to the significant people in your lives, these individuals without whose support you would not be here, please give them a round of applause. Tonight, you will receive a pin indicating that you have completed all the requirements to become a nurse. Tonight, you will be joining a group of professionals that devote their work to the welfare of those entrusted to them. Tonight, you will complete your training, and once you pass the NCLEX exams, you will enter an honorable profession. And all of you are going to pass, right? Yes. The education and training you obtain at Queensborough Community College will hold you in good stead throughout your professional career. The critical thinking skills, the communication skills, the aesthetic appreciation, and the historical context, combined with excellent clinical preparation, make you a very desirable candidate for a position in this difficult hiring environment. Although, due to the recession, jobs are not as abundant as in previous years, the reputation of this program will give you a leg up when you're competing for a job. Hospitals are looking for the best nurses, and they don't have to look further than Queensborough Community College. So forget about the next competition. Forget about trying to get a job. So tonight, celebrate. Celebrate with the realization that your future is assured. Tonight, you enter an honorable profession. As an important member of the health care team, you will face life and death decisions almost on a daily basis. You will administer to the sick, you will comfort the desperate, and you will provide humane, dignified, and caring ministration to the dying. But your responsibility will not end at the bedside. It has been said that the 20th century was a century of technology, and the 21st century is a century of biology. Just as someone living in the year 1908 could not foresee space travel, instant communication, the internet, laptop computers, or open heart surgery, we cannot foresee what biology will take us, where biology will take us in this, the 21st century. Every day, one hears of new advances in biochemistry and its applications to prolong life, to provide a better quality of life. And yet, just as intelligent people at the beginning of the 20th century had a sense of what was to come, we too have a sense of what will come in the 21st century. And while we cannot predict precisely what will be there in the 21st and the end of the 21st century, we do know that healthcare will be better, more efficient, and that the quality of prolonged life will be much better than it is today. Right now, we have smart molecules that seek our malignant cells and destroy them. We have cellular motors that carry proteins into cells. We have microsurgeons repairing organs and tissues that just a few years ago would have been left untouched. We have mapped the human genome, and we're beginning to manipulate genes to conduct specific repairs to diseased tissues. We can clone animals, and cloning organs is not far behind. We cannot foresee how effective healthcare will be in the future, but we know that it will be amazing. So as part of this team, you have a responsibility to keep studying, to keep up with the advances of the healthcare field, to be up to date so you can fulfill the oath that you will be taking tonight. So tonight we celebrate the completion of the first phase of your professional development. We know that there's much more to come. Get your BSN, get your MSN, get your PhD, and come back and teach for us. Tonight, we set you on your way. We wish you the best in all of your accomplishments. We thank you for taking this awesome responsibility. And I can only hope that when I am older, sick, and helpless, a Queensboro Community College trained nurse will be at my bedside. So tonight I give you one more homework assignment. And that is to celebrate, to party hardy. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Marti. It is my great pleasure to introduce our chairperson of the Department of Nursing, Professor Anne-Marie Menendez.
Good evening. In the New York Times this past Sunday, there was an article about commencement speakers. It addressed the challenges they are facing with the class of 2009 during these tough economic times, stating, "God and Geithner help them." I will not have this problem. You will have many opportunities. In nursing, you will be able to change careers many times over and still remain within the profession. With continuing education, you can reach the top of the profession. Just this past week, I hired 2 of our former students to teach for us part-time. One went on to obtain a master's degree from Columbia University. She works in the emergency room as a family nurse practitioner at a prestigious teaching facility in Manhattan. The second also obtained a master's degree in nursing. She is the director of education at a clinical site here in Queens, which we utilize for our clinical placements. In thinking about what I would say tonight, I thought back to my own graduation over 30 years ago. My first position was in critical care. I was nervous. Someone said to me, "Anne-Marie, just be humble." In looking back, I think this advice has served me well, not just in my first job, but throughout my career. You will need to be reflective and defer to others who can guide you. Although you are well prepared, patient acuity is high, and you are not expected to know everything. Wise people ask questions. Seek out nurses who appear happy and are kind to their patients. They tend to take good care of themselves, have lots of energy to care for their patients, and will have some left over for you too. Staying humble is important because within the hierarchy of healthcare, it's never about us, the physician, or other members of the health team for that matter. It's always about the patient. And although you'll be called on to advocate for your patients because of language barriers, knowledge deficits, or mental or physical infirmity, if you stay focused on their needs, the courage to stand up to them will come. In that first job that I spoke of, I once questioned the director about a policy I felt was unfair to some patients and families. It appeared to me that families of privilege were given differential treatment in terms of visitation and consultation with certain staff. He was furious with me. You may say, "How is this being humble?" However, by taking me out of the equation, I was able to muster up the courage to speak up. He did change the policy, and we went on to have a respectful professional relationship. As you begin your career in nursing, I wish you well. Stay humble, defer to those with more experience, and keep your eye on the prize, your patients. Best wishes.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. At this time, I would like to introduce my esteemed colleague, Professor Barbara Campbell of the Nursing Department, who will give the congratulatory address.
I'm still humble. First of all, I'd like to congratulate these amazing group of human beings on the stage today, the class of 2009. President Marty, Vice President Ellen Artigan, Vice President Rosemary Sims, Dean Jean-Pierre, faculty, staff, family, and friends, good evening. To the graduates, this day has finally come. You have crossed the finish line and will be awarded your Medal of Honor today. Many of you might not consider yourself athletes, but academically, you have proven yourselves to be athletes. When I reflect on how so many of you are determined to reach this goal, I'm reminded of an Olympian equestrian champion who was once asked, "How does your horse, when it has to leap the hedges and hurdles, how do they know to do that? And why do some horses turn away or stumble?" The rider answered, "That's simple. You tear your heart out and you throw it over the hedge, and the horse knows how desperate you are to catch up with your heart, so it leaps." For many of you, to get to this point was a series of leaps and bounds, and for some of you, it was a stretch. Some of you, like the equestrian, only had your heart's passion in sight. Where your heart goes, your body will follow. Therefore, cultivate a heart of passion. It was in front of you all along, and though you might have doubted your ability to perform, and at times when it mattered most, you still persevered, knowing that your heart's fulfillment was just around the bend. Your pursuit to this degree meant many sacrifices. In paraphrasing the words of the late Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, you were obviously the ones who were toiling through the night while others slept. I'm sure there were times when the road seemed very lonely. Even though it may have begun with a significant one holding your hand, but as the incline got steeper, it became more personal and more demanding. It became more personal and demanding during those times when you were challenged to make those critical thinking decisions on your exams and assessments when only 5 minutes was left on the clock. Or those frozen moments when the correct response failed to come to your rescue at your professor's questioning. Your heart palpitated, your eyes teared, your palms sweated, but you forged ahead beyond those difficult moments because there was this dream that just wouldn't let you go. The books got heavier, the nights got longer, but you stretched yourselves beyond your limit. More self-doubt crept in, but the dream would not let you go. It did not take long for you to realize that a pig simply had nothing to do with the piggyback medication, or that the Foley catheter could be a friend or a foe to your client's urinary tract. You encountered several epiphany moments that brought you to this place, never forgetting the many firsts: your first patient, your first real injection, or your first time deciphering a doctor's scribbled medical orders. The peaks and valleys of this journey were an emotional roller coaster. But you are here today. You have spent nights with the likes of Kosher, Herb, Brunner, Len. Some of you may have tucked them in bed, hoping that by some rare form of osmosis, it would get into your brain. However, you circled lecture points, you highlighted them in every color in the rainbow, yet you still had to endure countless practice questions, study group meetings, mentoring, writing workshops, until the information became knowledge, and that knowledge became your own. You thought that as long as you studied and achieved that 74 and above, your degree would be in sight. But then those clinical rotations showed you that you needed more than the textbook knowledge to become a great nurse. So you reached deep inside to discover gifts you thought you never had. And in doing so, you discovered that you too have that special concoction of patience, wisdom, integrity, service, and compassion that nurses are made of. For some, the dream of becoming a nurse was a call. For others, it was a mandate. For some, a vision. Whatever the mode, it was calling you. Your professors were careful never to promise you a journey of ease and comfort, but you had the audacity to hope. You believed in yourself. You believed that this was worth achieving. Truth be told, you had times of doubt, disillusionment, distress, disenchantment, but you persevered. You survived and endured the long wait to take those critical elements and those tense moments waiting for the test grade. Nevertheless, you are here today. Never forget all the support that brought you to this juncture: the tutoring, the mentoring, the communication and writing workshops, the extended hands and warm smiles from your mentors and encouragers who cheered you along the way. Now it's your turn to be that extended hand and warm smile for those sitting where you sat only a few semesters ago. Never forget your loved ones who, because of your relentless pursuit, left you to study before your exams, kept the laundry hamper from overflowing, resolved babysitting issues, and were content to devour a third night of leftovers. They stood by you knowing that your passion to pursue this dream consumed your every waking moment. You consoled them, didn't you? You told them that it would be worth it in the end. Well, the end is here. Be sure to fulfill your promises to your loved ones. You may need their support if you decide to pursue higher degrees. For this moment, you are the chosen ones on the stage. You are the ones who have become that dream that would just not let you go. You are the ones who saw the end when it appeared that there was no end in sight. As the end drew near, we noticed more laughter in the hallways, more glint in your eyes. It is not by accident that you're here. It's not by chance that you're about to embark on one of the most amazing journey of your life. No doubt this is a proud moment for your family, the nursing faculty, and Queensborough Community College. We share this joyous moment with you and want you to know that we are also very proud of what you have accomplished. But while you were dreaming, there was someone in a hospital bed, a nursing home, or in a hospice, somewhere beyond, who was also dreaming and yearning for someone just like you. Someone who had your special touch, your smile, your words of comfort to buffer that prognosis to say, I'm here if you need me. Be a light in the darkest hours that your clients might be facing. Be a person of integrity. Integrity is what you do when no one else is looking. In your quest to serve, you will sometimes be required to give more than you might think. Be flexible. It is often said that blessed are the flexible because they will not be bent out of shape. You will need to keep in shape, physically, emotionally, spiritually, for the task ahead. Take time to nurture yourselves, reflect, recharge, be passionate about life, be present in the places you are called to serve. Serve in a way that when you move on, you will be missed. Remember, there's no one exactly like you. Seize the moments in your life. It was Thomas Edison who once said, opportunities are often missed because it comes dressed in overalls and look like work. We are confident that you are equipped to take the task ahead. Live well, laugh well, and be a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. At this time, we will begin our traditional candlelighting ceremony. As all the lights in the auditorium will be dimmed, we ask you to remain in your seats. We also ask that you hold your applause until all the graduates' names have been called. The graduates have chosen Audrey Maroney and Barbara Caravanos from the nursing department to light their candles. James Griffin. Sharma Cadet. Sally Ann Edwards. Riskat Adeola Olowu. Vasiliki Giatas. Keisha Light. Charles Ji Soo Kim. Diego Geraldo. Diana Baba Hanova. Junie Alexis Reyes. Dorel King. Bella Abramova. Renelle Laguador. Wanda Lopez. Sandra Trudy Green. Miriam Oimope. Peng Gong. Misan Park. Mary Grace Mendoza. Francine Felice. Kumar Dindial. Nicole Livescu. Marie Elena Perano. Jacqueline Conway Ian. Melinda Moreau. Orphea Bailey. Angelina Rakiska. Shireen Gordon. Innocent Okpara. Govara. Sita Haridat. Angela Palandro. Choi Chom. Soon Im Lee. Ji Young Bong. Hina Galani. Elena Steiker Pastore. Jennifer Pagadwan. Anne-Marie Ramos. Ellie Herod. Andrell Lightbourne. Rhea Marie Alcalde. Joy Arima. Dalia Bamshad. Candy Yip. Natalia Gonzalez. Diana Davnikian. Kemorley Militia Madden. Natifa Donna Edwards. Jennifer Lucky. Catherine Saunders Ortiz. Camille McPherson. Amina Hakim. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2009. Woo! Thank you so much. Good job. Okay. The Nurses Pledge. Okay. Okay. Please remain quiet. Please remain quiet while we recite the Nurses Pledge. The Nurses Pledge will now be led by Camille McPherson, First Vice President, and Kathy Saunders Ortiz, Second Vice President.
strive with all my being and with the help of God to become an open, honest, kind, and diversified individual. In doing so, I will attain the qualities essential in the practice of nursing. For it is only after realizing one's self-worth we are able to promote that of others. Deliverance of high-quality health care is of essential importance. But let us also reach beyond a treatment or diagnosis. And remember that entrusted to my care is a human being with all the loves, hates, fears, and idiosyncrasies that are an integral part of the human species. Let me not grow too comfortable in my knowledge, but actively seek out new information or continuance of my education. Being a nurse requires continuous growth. I dedicate myself to this cause and my life to the profession of nursing.
Graduates, please extinguish your candles. Graduates, please be seated. I would now like to call to the stage the President of the Student Nurses Association, Amina Yassin Hakim, for the farewell address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. President Marti, VP Hardigan, VP Call, VP Zims, Dr. Wallace, Professor Menendez, faculty, staff, families, and friends. Thank you all for sharing this special day with us. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the graduating class of June 2009. We have worked so incredibly hard to be here today, and we have made it. Your dedication, commitment, and excellence should be commended. Our pins we are receiving today will serve as an eternal reminder of the sweat and tears we have shed over the past few years. Second, I would like to profusely thank all of those who have helped us throughout our journey, not only here at Queensborough, but throughout our lives. So to the moms, dads, children, siblings, grandparents, spouse, significant others, families, and all our families and friends, we absolutely would not be here today without your constant love, support, and encouragement. I would like to thank our SNA advisor, Professor Tina Bayer and Nadine Donahue. Without them, tonight would not have been possible. I would like to thank Barbara Caravanos and staff in the AV Lab, Audrey Maroney and Mrs. Chin, and all the staff in the AV Lab for their support throughout the years. I'd like to thank Dr. Wallace, Professor Menendez, and our nursing faculties for all their guidance throughout the past 2 years. I would also like to thank Gisela Rivera and everyone in student activities for all their help. I would like to thank the other department that helped us to get where we are today. To the biology, chemistry, English, math, and social science department for helping us to get here. While we may not have understood why we had to take your class at that time, we certainly do now. So thank you. All of us had memorable experience while being student at QCC, from making lifelong friendship to thoroughly preparing for our future. Our time at QCC has been full of ups and downs. Whether they're good or not so good, we have made memory here that will not soon be overlooked. we will take away much from QCC. As often said, it's not the destination that matters, but the journey instead. Graduate, I would like to highlight with you the top 10 unforgettable moments at QCC. Number 10, the cram session and the late night we have all experienced. As students, we all know the number one rule for success is do not procrastinate. Number 9, LS 2000. For those of you who aren't lucky to know about these, what is LS? LS is for Learning System. MedSpub designed this for us, which will help us to take our state exam. Each semester, we used to take maybe 1 or 2 of this exam. This past semester, we took about 4. Number 8, the long days. Being up, arriving at class or clinical, having complete half our day before the sunrise. Or going to work and work all day and then come to clinical until 11 p.m. Number 7, return demonstration. We'll never forget those return demonstrations. If you don't know what's return demonstration, it's what our professor will, our lab professor would teach us. And we go to the practice lab and we'll practice probably for 2 weeks. And then comes the big day, and we're tested on this. It's, we're either going to be tested on your body, or we'll be tested on a fake person. And then we come back, and if you pass, you sign your paper, you pass, and you're good to go. And the first person that comes out, they'll help the other, who's sitting in the hallway, by the way, and they're enjoying freaking out. And then when you have to go to the hospital now, we're going to have to do it on a real person. And it's not the fake person anymore. For my first return demonstration with Foley, we did it on a fake person. Then I had my first day at the hospital with Professor Bayer. I had a comatose patient contracted, and I had to do it on her. It was not as easy as it was before. Number 6, the caffeine addiction most of us has acquired throughout the years. Queensborough has truly fueled our Starbucks addiction. They actually opened a new one in the library. We had to get our fix everywhere we go. Number 5, becoming strangely apathetic towards bodily fluid, bedpans, and human anatomy. Number 4, care plan, care plan, care planning. I know you guys are not going to forget that, right? Number 3, the faculty, staff, administrative member, and that help us to make it throughout our journey. Number 2, the lifelong friendship we have made. I know a lot of us has made best friends here. I have to say, we all made some friends with some wonderful people here. There's Francine, who has been typing up all these notes for all of us. And she has been sharing it with the days and evening students. So please give a round of applause for Francine Felice. And then we have another special person here, Charles Kim. Charlie has been helping us for the past 2 years, and Charlie developed his own website, notas.com. And this site is free for the student, and you could go on there, get your class note. Even when our blackboard was down, Notas was the one that helped us to get our notes. So thank you, Charlie. You gotta love him. And I would like to thank my SNA board member, Camille, Kathy, who has been preparing a lot today for the reception later, Kimorley, Natifa, and Jennifer. You guys are the best. Thank you. And the number 1, finding out we could really be amazing healthcare professional. So again, Congratulations, and thank you all. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Amina. I would like to take some time to also acknowledge Jaime Choi, our pianist. The following professors have been chosen to present the pins: Professor Kathleen Hartnett, Professor Regina Palazzato, Professor Cheryl Spencer, and Professor Tina Baer-Hummel. Will the graduates please rise? She's going last. She said she was going last. guy in the house tonight. So let's just give a great round of applause for the Spring 2009 nursing graduates. Thank you all for coming, and we're going to continue on the celebration outside for we have refreshments by the plaza.